looks actually pretty cool.
All right, we live, boys. The highlight does look pretty cool. Look at it coming through the back of the chair. It makes like almost an animal print on that chair.
I know.
Kim Meadowlark has good lights like this too. Hers are actually really good though.
Oh yeah, man. We supposed to work with Kim, dog. Like,
yeah, you need to make that happen.
Yes, like she's like we talked and everything, like, but it's like I just haven't like had the time to like, put anything together for her. She's really talented. She be singing her ass off.
Yeah, we did the Wonder South Foxhole Fest on Friday night. She did a set and it was dumb, so good, dude.
Oh wow, be singing.
Yeah, she sang and played piano. She had like a cool like harmonizer pedal that she was running for like choruses and stuff like that.
Yeah, she's dope. Yeah. I don't even know who we're talking about, but let's just go with it. Who are you talking
about? Kim Meadowlark.
Oh, Thurman. Yeah, he knows her better than I do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
first
things first, I need you guys to be like real serious. Is this hat a vibe or no? You got to be honest.
If you want, I can wear something just like that. I would wear that. I have a sand colored one that well, Thurman got a sand colored one.
I can't reach my arm up.
Wear it just like that. One side flipped up Steve Irwin style, baby.
Perfect. One time,
Australian Marines.
We had like a Steve Irwin themed party at Skip on Jail's house one time.
Khaki everywhere.
Everybody was wearing khaki, man. It was pretty nice.
Only colorway that matters, man.
Oh my god. So how are you guys tonight?
Bro, we're excellent, bro. Just
excellent, yeah, excellent.
And in here vibing, and really just trying to. Are we started now?
Oh yeah, we live.
Okay, we live, y'all. So
yeah.
Really, yeah. In the spirit of things, is really just trying to find. I feel like everybody's trying to find meaning right now, and cause, and I feel like some of those things sometimes are misguided. I feel like we should be putting our energy towards different things. Like those things are important, but they're also irrelevant right now because no one person caused it and it's a collective issue. So my thing is, why stress about it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is the new norm and we just figure it out.
It's very interesting how this has like affected us culturally and like socially, in ways that I don't think are as obvious as like, well, yeah, you got to stay home and you can't go and like see all these people all the time that you want to, But let me introduce you guys first to the streamers and everybody watching. This is Torrence and Thurman Thomas. I always mess that up.
Yes.
The Bros Fresh. I've known you guys, man. How long have we known each other? 8 years.
How long you said?
8 years? 6 years? 8 years? Maybe 6 years.
No, dude. No. All right, I'm 30. We got introduced to by Casey, right?
Yep.
So it might be 10 years, dog.
Yeah.
It might be 10 years.
Yeah, it might be about 10 years.
That's wild, dude.
It's great time to be flying too, bro.
Yeah, indeed, man. I mean, when we met, I think it was over there downtown. Casey Phillips was doing the Walls project out of the Chase Bank downtown.
Yes, Chase Bank. Yeah.
And I would just kind of I think I was working with him on that stuff at the time, and I would just show up there and work remote. And then you guys came in, and he introduced us, and I was like, we like the same things, like let's do something.
Yeah, it was like an instant alignment of creative interests, vibes. I think would be the word. It was just an alignment of vibes, and I ain't gonna lie, Drew, we just been cool ever since, bro.
Man.
Dangerous Love has been written 6 years. Well, you've rewrote it before. You wrote the chorus before that.
Yeah.
But I looked at old videos yesterday. It was 6 years ago when we were, especially when we did some of those YouTube videos at T-Birds and stuff like that. 6 years, man.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about when we did the Andy Ford stuff in January. I was like, man, this goes back to going to Lafayette and working with T-Bird.
Old country, man.
Man, way back.
Yeah, we definitely did this before. I'm like,
right.
Oh, yeah, feels familiar.
Yeah, so Dangerous Love was a really cool song. At the time, I was doing this project called Arrows with my buddy Brent, and it was like right after we did the Discovery Corps thing, which was like the DJ group and the rock band mashed together.
Oh my gosh, that sounds crazy.
And it was wild, man. There's some really cool stuff that we did there. And then Arrows was like, I was going way more, like getting more interested in like production side of writing, but like from a standpoint of like samples and synthesizers and creating sounds and sound design and like, you know, all that kind of stuff. And Brent had been doing that for a long time with Gabriel Saint and the High Top Kicks. And so we were doing more like electronic based, like pop kind of rock, still a little bit of rock stuff.
Yeah.
And so I had all these just tracks. I mean, we were writing all the time. And we did the video, the Cut Fine Jewelers stuff. Remember that shoot?
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was working at Designs Interactive and did the branding for Cut Fine Jewelers and was like, let's market this. Let's get like some really good looking people together and let's like go hang out and just take pictures of them wearing the jewelry. Yeah. And the song on the one that you guys are in, the commercial that you guys are in, I wrote for Arrows and was like, let's just put it on that shit. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
So
it's one of them things, man. Like, and I will say that even with our, you know, connection, we've been knowing each other, like you said, a long time. You know, we've always appreciated our friendship and our kinship as far as it. Yeah, I think it's needless to say that we're all just interested in doing dope things.
Right. Yeah. That was one of the first things we said. Like, I just want to do cool shit with cool people, man. You know?
Yeah. Exactly. So, and you're a cool guy.
Well, likewise. Appreciate.
Yeah.
Appreciate. Big trust. So I want to know, like, how did you guys get started playing music? We're like, I'll go all the way back to the beginning.
Ooh, Lord. So it wasn't that far. It wasn't that far. So like we started playing music when we were 18.
Okay.
And before that, we were into sports heavily, pretty much focused mainly on soccer. Like the next step for us was we really wanted to play college soccer. So we did the club thing, super serious travel, do all this kind of cool stuff, Olympic development program, anything we could to give us an edge to make us better. We ate, slept, breathed it. That was our thing. So,
and then we did some rapping on the side too, like doing high school.
Yeah. I forgot when we were 15, we did a little rapping on the side.
I try to press that memory for real.
Do you have any recordings of that?
Man, I think if we dug, I'm purposely trying to delete everything.
No, look. You could have like a burning party, but you had to invite me so I could just hear it right before we burn it.
Look, that is an amazing idea.
I think so too. I think it's a great idea because that might be the only way I'll get to hear it.
Bro, oh my God, like that's crazy. And when I think back, I would like to listen back. What the hell was I talking about? That's what I'm interested in.
I go and listen to songs that I wrote when I was like 15, 16 years old. I was like, why didn't somebody say something to me?
I blame my parents.
I mean, that's pretty much what all my songs were about, you know.
I know, yeah.
It was so vulgar.
So
like,
bad, man.
You know, it's now
like,
so bad.
So we did that kind of side in high school. So I guess that was like, you know, it wasn't really like making music. I mean, you know, rapping was cool. It was what everybody was doing at the time in school. So I'm like, yeah, let's rap. It's fun. You know what I mean? So, but I did kind of an interest in music. So anyway, so soccer was everything. The day before Christmas Eve, we just got arrested for shoplifting, you know, doing stupid stuff, and, you know, just being kids at the time.
Yeah.
With some other guys, and it wasn't straight. You know what I mean? So our mom, our punishment for that upcoming year was that we couldn't play club soccer, and so that was devastating.
Yeah,
like, it was terrible. I was like literally depressed. Like my whole life, what I've been working for to this point, this time specifically, was taken away all from a stupid decision. So she was like, well, she came and just talked to us one day. And this guy that we've been knowing forever, his name's Charles Alexander. He was like, yeah, he said he'll teach you how to play guitar. I'm like,
Black people don't play guitar.
You don't play guitar?
Literally, that was like the thoughts that when we knew, I mean, we really didn't know much about Jimi Hendrix or like the Isley Brothers. I mean, anything as far as like R&B and the BBC, like they didn't know nothing. So
guitar was an African instrument.
Yeah.
So, you know, at the time, it was just like, well, we ain't doing nothing else. So, you know, I'm kind of bored and, you know, low-key depressed. I don't like feeling like this. So let's try new things, you know? It's a simple yes or no question that literally changed our entire lives.
We were literally doing nothing else with our time, obviously. So just sitting around. It was kind of like a low key time like this for us. We had a lot of time on our hands.
Sure.
We had nowhere to go because I was low key punished from doing anything that was really fun. So we were like, hey, let's give it a shot. This will probably last about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. We'll give it a shot. At least we can say we tried.
It'll like pass the time, right?
Exactly. It'll pass the time. I ain't got nothing else to do right now. Yeah. Might as well at least learn how to play an instrument, I guess. Because I mean, we always were fans of music, and the funny thing was, like, I feel like we were more music buffs before I started playing music as opposed to after.
Sure.
Like, I would literally just wait every week on these mixtape sites for the next like Lil Wayne mixtape to drop, or like this new other artist from like. We were really big into like UK grime hip hop around 15, 16 years old, and like just different. We listened to everything. We listened to so much. We would pride ourselves on like how much music we could listen to that was just as diverse as possible. Just so I could say I heard this jazz fusion quartet from Denmark. Right. Oh, have you heard of them? Oh, you haven't heard of them though? They're amazing.
Yeah.
And so little did we know. I think we were subconsciously building our internal catalog of things that we would like, and the really laying the foundations of our tastes and what would affect what we would create in the future. And so we started playing guitar and bass. I remember the first day our teacher was like, who wants to play guitar? He raised his hand first, and so he hands him a guitar, and I guess like, dang, I'm stuck with a bass. Oh well.
Got him, right?
Got him. So, we started playing, and the first song we ever learned how to play was Careless Whisper by George Michael.
Wow.
And I'm never gonna dance again. Like, first song we ever learned how to play. And
I think that says a lot about your instructor, right? My first guitar teacher, my first song was House of the Rising Sun. And that dude was like an old crusty blues guy. I had like lessons on Sunday morning. He was still drunk and awake from the night before. Like, you know what I mean? Kim said in the comments, she said I should auction this hat off. You know what's crazy?
The COVID-19 Foundation.
Right. Side note, when I was like transitioning into high school, like freshman year-ish, something like that, 8th grade or whatever. Actually, it's before high school. It's probably like 7th grade. I played a lot of soccer as well. Me and my brother grew up playing soccer together. My dad was our coach. He did the club thing. Awesome. I didn't do the club thing, but I was practicing with the LSU men's club because my grandfather ran the agricultural department at LSU and brought back Hector Zapata from Venezuela. And he became the coach at LSU. He stayed. Anyways, I hurt my knee really bad in a tournament. During the downtime, I found a guitar in the closet at my house, and that's when I started learning how to play guitar.
Bro, isn't that weird?
So we got the same, having to take a break from soccer, right?
Yeah.
And then having to kind of like be stuck in one place.
Oh my gosh.
Didn't know that. That's weird and crazy.
It's kind of weird, but let's just go with it, man.
Yeah.
Like,
well, what's crazy is you guys have only been playing for like 12 years. Yeah. And you're like insane musicians. So like, how did you get that deep into it so quick?
Well, it was. I'll let you answer that. It was like trial by fire. Like,
it was like, so the guy that was teaching us, I thought he was just like kind of BSing us. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Oh, y'all are getting pretty good, pretty fast," and I'm like,
"Yeah, sure. You tell this to everybody."
Well, I realize it now. I was literally going home from school and just playing guitar until time to go to sleep.
Yeah,
every day.
That's how you do
don't
it.
Really noticed it until like then that's what gets you good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was just fun. I wasn't really like I gotta get good at this to get girls.
Right.
I'm gonna do
it wasn't really it wasn't a purpose to why we were doing it. It was just the only thing that we could really do at the time. And it was kind of cool. It's rewarding to learn something and to watch yourself progress. I feel like that's the addictive thing about it. As you get better, and it makes you almost want. It's either going to discourage you, or it's going to push you. And for us, it really pushed us to get better. And so we start playing, but then I would say, man, our teacher was great because even though, he's an African-American guy, like we studied different kinds of music. Like, from starting with George Michael to one of the other study songs that we spent a lot of time on was the Eagles' I Can't Tell You Why.
Wow.
And, so he was really intentional about really trying to show us, different sides of music. And, we would go all the way back sometimes. And I think a lot of that had an impact in the way that we play and how we play today. And so, like you said, we started progressing really fast. And so our entrance into starting to play with other people was, I guess, we first started playing at church.
Mm-hmm.
And, we sat down in rehearsals for 6 months learning songs. And the first time I ever played in public, first time we ever played in public was for a funeral because nobody else could. Oh,
man.
And like none of the other musicians could make it. And the band director's like, well, I guess you guys can play today. I'm like, well, yeah. And so, but that's how we started playing. And so, and then we had friends that would hear that we would play music. And so, back then rappers would be like, oh yeah, come play guitar on the track, man. Come play some beats on the track.
I gotta get that guitar on my track, man.
I gotta get that guitar on my track, man. You know that, you play it right. I need that on my track, man. And so we started doing session stuff for producers in town. Nice. So ended up working with a guy named Diesel. Diesel actually produced Lollipop. He produced Mrs. Officer, got Grammys for On Lane's Outfit. So we met that guy at the Apple Store. We work at the Apple Store. You tell people you play music and, oh man, come, I need this guitar on my track. I need this on my, oh yeah, cool. Yeah.
So, yeah, I could do that.
I could do that. I think I could do that. So from there, we started playing behind other artists. And next thing you know, we're at Jazz Fest. We're at, South by Southwest. I get an invitation to do a gig for like Hunter Hayes. Like all this stuff was starting to happen, at the same. But early on in our career, like we were like a year and a half, 2 years in, and we're playing like Jazz Fest and stuff like that. As a musician, that, it doesn't matter how fast you move and progress. Some stuff just comes with time.
Sure.
You can have a cat that could play the same thing as a dude that's been playing 10 years and something is going to feel different and more appealing, most likely to that dude that's been playing 10 years.
It's like watching those kids play, it's like those kids that are like really good. But it's like
Wonder Kids. Something about it in their hands is like,
yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah. So we had that. And so we had a lot of learning opportunities early on that, made, had a lot of good opportunities, made some mistakes, squandered some opportunities, walked through some doors, but we ended up progressing really quickly. And it was something that we got to a point, man, where, we were playing behind all these people and stuff like that. And we're like, we kind of want to do something for ourselves. Mm-hmm. And we decided to start a cover band in town. It was called Ask the Thomas Bros.
Okay.
And just like I got a creme de la creme of cover bands, man. We had like three American Idol people.
Nice.
We had like a doctorate student on keys also. Like it was just like, it was bomb.
So it was like a super group.
Yes.
And you could play pretty much anything.
Oh man, it was fire, bro. It was fire. And then
so we were there for energy, you know what I'm saying? Of course, we play guitar, I play guitar, we play, but we were just like, we was everywhere. You know what I'm saying? That was our job. You know what I mean? So it was very interesting. It was a very interesting time. When I think about it now, I'm like, dang, dude, like what was life?
Right. Man, that's a grueling music experience. I never did the cover thing, but like, I mean, every one of my musician friends from like Bert, to Hannah, those guys have been, we're doing the cover thing at me, but they were doing 4 nights a week, 5 nights a week.
Bro, it's grueling, bro.
5-hour sets.
Bro, this sets me so long.
You know what I mean? And then like you're talking about like weddings and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
But it's good money, right? And like, I think that it hones your skills, not only like as a musician, but this is something that is really impressive that Hannah teaches at the School of Rock is like, you learn the business side of music very quickly.
Now, that is what I did appreciate about the cover band. I learned how to get groups of people together on one page, learn how to deal with those promoters, how to deal with venues.
Right.
Man, we had a bad situation one time. It might have been the first or second year that we're doing it. We booked this Halloween gig, right? And back then, big money for us for a gig was what, like $1,500. That was like big money for a gig.
Yeah.
Oh yes, we hit it, man. Let's do it. And man, we did the gig. We were so underprepared. It was freezing outside because they had an outdoor stage. It was like cold around Halloween. And we did so bad because we were late. The other musicians were late. The sound was crapping out. We did so bad. Dude asked for his money back. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, but, you know, he ended up having a little bit of mercy on us. He's like, look, you know, I see you guys are just starting out and, you know, you're trying to get it going. You know, I'm going to give you guys the benefit of the doubt, but, you know, show was terrible. I'm like, great. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you. Perfect. Thanks. Got a lot to work on. Thanks. Yeah. And, you know, from there, like that, but that was our training period, you know what I mean? Because that's when we got a lot of the gigs. You know, we were playing with guys, you know, PhD level, you know, keyboard player. He went on to American Idol. We ended up, and, you know, the real ones know, I say this every time, we discovered Lauren Daigle. I will say that. Oh, man, I remember we saw Lauren Daigle at a talent show at LSU.
At the record show.
Yeah. For the record. You know, but yeah, we had her in our band and everything. Like, we had a squad, man. So, but it got to the point, even with that, it had a ceiling. Cover music has a ceiling. You will never play it as good as Stevie Wonder did.
Right, sure.
You will never play it as good as the original artist. And so we had a time to think, and we were at a crossroads to decide, do we want to be a voice or do we want to be an echo? That's what we had to decide.
So cover music stuff. I mean, like at the peak of it, like we was getting some people coming to shows. Like people were expecting it. We had people in the band that we were paying consistently. So you can imagine it was a lot of pressure at the time because, you know, we're making money and it's like, all right, well, we're just gonna shut all this down.
Sure.
I'm gonna do my own.
Oh yeah, we had gigs, bro. We had gigs. Like we had money on the table that we were like, look, I don't know what this is, but we're just like, we just feel like we got to transition. I do not want to do covers anymore.
So it's a huge risk to make that transition, not only like for yourselves, but you got to think about like how this is going to financially impact all these other people.
Yeah. The bandmates, like I'm telling them like, okay, money's going to start looking a little shorter. We're not going to play as consistency because, you know, we just want to focus on, you know, making original music. We didn't even know what that looked like. Sure. I did not consider myself a singer, a rapper, or nothing. And so we had you know, our homie Montreal. So Montreal was really the first one. Montreal was the one that pushed us to actually become artists. You know, he was in our ear for months like, hey, you guys ever thought about recording or something? Hell no, that's not my thing. I play behind people, man. I'm not about this artist stuff, being transparent and vulnerable and talking about my feelings and stuff. And I know we're not really about all that, but you know, he kept staying on. So we said, you know what the heck, let's try it. So we tried it. And the first song we ever did was called Glow in the Dark with Chris Neal from the Assembly. I don't know if you remember a guy named Chris Neal. So did that with Chris Neal. It was just a great first song experience. You know what I'm saying? And from then it was almost like
we had a really good situation. Like our still good friend, one of our great friends, Ty Vu. He owns a studio in Prairieville called Vibe Studio. And so we just had the best relationship with him, you know, because most people for studio time, you got to pay out of pocket for that.
Oh yeah.
This dude had this amazing, we was always like so close. He was just like, man, look, y'all can just do whatever, man. Y'all record here for free. I'll mix it, you know what I'm saying, for y'all in the house.
That's nice.
I can't say, bro, like there's no way that we could have came out with quality music.
No.
Oh yeah.
If it wasn't for that shit.
But the thing about with Ty is like we would literally sit, and it was also kind of like another kind of training period of our lives. Like we would literally sit in every single second of the mix. Like we would be mixing stuff for maybe 2 weeks, two and a half weeks on the song. And every session we would sit. Did I know what I was looking at? Hell no. It looked like graphs and numbers moving, all these ratios, 3-to-1 compression. What does that even mean? High shelves. I mean, like all kind of, it was Greek to us, but we just sat there and let someone speak to us in another language for years. Literally, we worked with Ty for, years and still will work with him. But it was a time to where, I was hearing a lot of phrases that I didn't know, but when we started mixing our own music and working with our own stuff, it'd be like, oh, that's what Ty was talking about, or that's that's what this is. So when we started mixing our own stuff, it really kind of was low-key familiar. It helped us to learn so much faster.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy when you think about when you've perfected the live gigging business side of things, and you've perfected like scheduling of rehearsals and the logistics of like the inner workings of a band. And then you've also perfected, or not necessarily, I don't think you can ever perfect, you know, but you've also like been honing your craft as a musician, as a player.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you've got all of this experience, and the more you play, the tighter you get, obviously. Right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then you get into this situation that also has to deal with music, and you don't know shit about it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like
I don't know what this is.
Yeah. There's so many things, so many like little orbs that exist.
Yeah, but they're completely different world. Like mixed guys don't really. World. They talk to musicians, but it's like most mixed guys. A lot of them might not even know how to play an instrument sometimes. Right. Or not well enough. They might not even be good enough to play in a band like that.
Sure.
But they're like, it's like the little orbs, like you said, and when you step into another orb, you realize how much you don't know.
Yeah. And
it's like when we started working with, when we started mixing our own stuff, we're like, dude, this world is deep.
It's crazy deep. Oh like, gosh. I don't think that you could ever truly like understand everything about music.
No. And I think like whoever says there are people that know a lot, but those are some of the people, sometimes the guys that know a lot, I'm like, well, have you made a hit?
Right.
No. Okay. Well, you must not know that much then.
Sure.
That just depends on our standard, of course. But, it's like, it's one of them things to where, it got so deep. And when I started looking at how deep the pool was and just jumped in, that's really what helped us out a lot, Yeah.
So you guys were at that point starting to write original music, and you were putting out like EPs, like 2 songs. I remember there was a couple in a row that you did 2 and then 2. And
we did those doubles. Yeah. Oh, you gotta remember, man. Yeah. All right, man.
The Twin Wolves, man.
Yes, man.
And
you
so
came up with that, and we still use that.
I know, dude. I'm so proud of that. So proud of that,
bro. It's so original. I haven't seen that anywhere, man.
Yeah.
Like, we're about to start pushing it like a lot more too, man. Like, the Wolves is lit.
Maybe I should like take another crack at it now. Like 10 years later, I could probably do it a little bit better.
You should do like an updated brand.
Yeah. About it.
That would be that would be really cool, actually.
Put it on record.
Still use that stuff. It's still super clean.
But that's what I'm saying. That's how you know good design.
Yeah, sure.
And if it stands the test of time, like we still get comments like, man, that logo is fire, man. Like, cause it just says so much in it. Like, I love it, dude.
I
love it. And it still works. Yeah,
that's so we're doing the doubles, like the little small EPs and stuff like that. And yeah, man. So
you got a new one. I mean, it's not new, but it came out very recently. Tell me about this most recent
December,
EP.
Yeah. Came out in December. It's called Plan A. The reason it's called Plan A was that, we felt that music has always been our essential plan A. And from music, all the other things that we have our hands in, it really stemmed from music. So even Tank Proof stemmed originally from music, because the fact that we were musicians 9 years ago and we wanted to give back to our community, like things that we were seeing, that's what prompted us to even think that direction. And we got the idea for Tank Proof, how we started working in creative work. We got tired of waiting on friends to shoot our pictures. We got tired of waiting on friends to shoot our videos. So we picked up at the time, a Canon, we had access to a Canon 5D Mark II, and we started learning how to shoot.
And that Canon 5D, you could get a lot of work done with the Canon 5D.
You could get
that's a workhorse.
It's a workhorse, man. It's all in one.
Yeah, that's I think one of the reasons why we connected so easily, so quickly was we saw eye to eye on the music thing, but we were also very interested in design. There's the fashion, photography, videography, and things like that. And it's really cool to hear how that's grown and affected and built its way out into things like Tank Proof. Tell us a little bit about Tank Proof real quick.
You want to go there?
Tank Proof is an organization that we started 9 years ago with the sole purpose and function to give underserved kids swimming lessons. And that's how we started. Now, we've actually expanded this organization to even start providing food for young people. And especially during this COVID-19 crisis that we have going on, we've really found a lot of opportunities to put our hands to the plow and to expand what we're doing as far as that. But yeah, I could say that it's really an organization founded and fashioned to really have positive, qualitative, and quantitative input and impact on youth. Right. And so especially underserved youth. And so, like I said, man, like especially just specifically with the swimming, it's been over 1,200 kids that we've been able to get the gifts of swimming.
Wow.
2,300, dude. You got to get your numbers right, man.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's a big miscalculation. So over 2,300 over the 9 years, which has been, a journey. If you would have talked to us 9 years ago and said, man, there's so many opportunities for kids that has come out of this organization beyond just giving them a life skill to be able to save themselves. Like we've had kids get college scholarships. We've had kids, get, into like instructors get into med school because of the recommendations of people seeing the service that they've done for their communities, in their communities. And when I say that this, like, Tank Proof is the most rewarding thing that we do. Yeah. And it's probably, it's our life's work. And, our music and everything is here to just support that and to expand our capacity. As the brand grows, Tank Proof will grow. As Tank Proof grows, the bros will grow.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So we
see the interesting thing, especially now that we're noticing, being a musician, being an artist, today, just being an artist is not enough.
Right.
We see with so many different artists, especially I'll say in like the hip hop kind of realm, in that world, it's like a lot of these people are business owners, a lot of these people are entrepreneurs, a lot of these people run different things that you had no idea, or had their hands in things that you had no idea about. And so what we're finding with Tank Proof, that's kind of like our thing. You see a lot of people, whenever they get on, whenever they get big, they want to do stuff to get back. But man, we've been doing this for 9 years before any of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's
we're
amazing.
finding that whenever we lead with Tank Proof, and then have
it's really become our differentiation, bro. Like it's really become a huge part of our differentiation, because we've been able, and it wasn't anything that we did consciously. It just ended up being something that, the brand started to become associated, yet they are separate at the same time.
Sure.
And so we use Tank Proof as really like, it's the thing that we're most proud of. When people ask us about our music, like about our anything related to music, what are you most proud of? Are you proud of the projects? I'm like, no, Tank Proof. Like, wow, that is the thing that I am most proud of, that has stemmed from, our musical ability and our interest in music.
Right. Well, they say find your purpose.
Yeah.
And then find your passion. And if your passion and your purpose in any way, shape, or form align, then life's good, man.
There it is, man. And like, we're really just some of those people, we've got a chance to talk about, our, even like a crop and stuff like that, to talk about, our journey creatively and really how we married creativity and cause and put those together and really kind of make those look as if one thing. Because we, stress to people, or not stress, but, do we communicate to other creatives that like, look, you're dope. You can change the world too.
Yeah.
It's like, when we started Tank Proof, man, when I say I was not no Michael Phelps, I could swim good enough to save my life. And we were completely in over our heads, didn't know where to start, but just start somewhere. We knew that we could get people excited about stuff. Mm-hmm. We knew that we could at least print on tank tops and make some money off it. We knew that we could get our friends behind it if we talked about it.
Right.
And, really, I feel like, especially, anybody from designers, musicians, and photographers, videographers. You got everything you need to be able to create tangible change. See, this is the thing. Everybody too busy trying to change the world. If we just change our communities, man, like that's all we got to do. We ain't got to change
your street. Change your street.
Change your street, man. Like
that's big, man. That's big. You mentioned how the brands affect one another. But each individual brand is just under the umbrella of you guys and you as people, as a brand. And the fact that what you're doing more than anything else is impacting other people versus how can I grow this bigger? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's you're right. That's 100% the focus and the goal. Like how we fell into this awesome opportunity, how we've been helping so many kids through this COVID-19 crisis. Like, we had a restaurant partner just hit us up out the blue and was like, look, I see that this is a problem. A lot of kids can't eat. Would your organization want to help to do that?
Right.
And I'm like, yes.
And you guys have been doing it like every day since almost, huh?
Bro, it's like we have given, bro, it's so crazy. We did the numbers today.
1,000 meals, dog.
We facilitated over 1,000 meals to underserved kids that otherwise would not be able to get to the cafeterias that are open, you know what I mean, at their schools.
Right.
And, it's just been an awesome opportunity to be able to serve these kids and to really just begin to expand and grow that even more. But
right.
It's been good, man. It's been good.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, it fills you, you know what I mean? Like service in any way, shape, or form is the most direct path to happiness.
Oh, bro. It's like the most addictive thing that there is, to know that you directly helped someone to, you know what I mean, overcome an obstacle. Because a lot of people, the biggest obstacle of the day is, what am I going to eat? A lot of these kids' parents have come out there, emotional in tears, like, man, like, we ain't had nothing to eat for them today.
Right.
Like, you really saved me a whole day of cooking. I didn't have to cook today because you guys decided to, help us out with this. And it wasn't anything that oh my God, we got to feed the whole world. No, I'm just like, look, I'm just trying to help the kids from our neighborhood. And from that, we went from 1 neighborhood to 8. You know what I mean? And it just continues to grow and to expand. Where it's going to go, I have no idea. But, we're just going to keep on.
But as long as it's going, right?
Pun intended, riding the wave.
Ride the wave, man.
Riding the wave.
What I think is so interesting about being kind of like I hate using the word multidisciplinary, like multidisciplined creative or whatever, because I don't think that that's really it as much as it's
that's not it.
I like for myself, right? For the beginning of my adulthood, while I was creating my identity, I was the singer in a rock and roll band. And then very briefly that ended, right?
Yeah.
And I have been kind of struggling ever since to figure out what that identity is. So like, is it designer? Is it business owner? Is it entrepreneur? All this and that and the other. And this conversation right now is honestly making me kind of realize the fault in that thinking is like not trying to find the identity in what type of creative or what it is that I'm outputting. Because if I'm focused more on service, which I 100% could be focused more on, then all of that other shit figures itself out. Right.
Figures itself out.
And it all helps because when you're building tank proof, like you said earlier, you know how to screen print on some tanks, this, that, and the other, but you also know how to like put together incredibly beautiful videography and photography content. You can clearly create audio that would fit on top of the video. You can design and you can build, documents out, documentation, the website stuff. Like, you have this skill set now that supports the service. And because of that skill set, it has made the service that much more, in the public eye. It's put it out and it's created more and more opportunities. So it's just got me kind of like really rethinking some priorities over here. You know what I mean? Thank you.
I tell people and I tell creatives all the time, it's like, and this is why I think that our journey, even in music, has been, it's been a patient journey. We've been pacing ourselves because we're really trying to build everything kind of simultaneously. I learned from people in front of me. I learned from the problems that people like Kanye had when he was a producer. Now he wants to switch and be an artist, but he's not switching and being an artist. He's still a producer and he's an artist. Well, now he's a producer and artist. Now he wants to be a fashion executive. What is this guy? I mean, what? But these were all aspects of who he was already.
Right.
The only issue was that we weren't introduced to him. We just didn't know.
Yeah.
And the fact that we weren't introduced in the beginning with that, people have a hard time understanding people that do more than one thing, because humans are very simple and they're very single focused and single minded. They say, well, you're a designer, because I can understand that. And that's one thing that makes sense. But when you've come across that when you say, well, look, I design, well, I do this, I do that, I do this. What? People's question is, how can you do it all? Right. And I'm just like, you just don't do it. You be it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you be it all, you never have to worry about doing it all, because the doing is going to take care of itself.
Yeah. It's Psycho-Cybernetics. Psycho-Cybernetics is a book that I read, man. And it's like, if you want to be something, start pretending that you are that thing. And eventually, after enough practice, you become that thing.
You're gonna become it, man. You work from it, not towards it.
Right.
You work from the goal, work from that mindset, not towards it. Because when you work from it, there's nothing that exists but the present anyway. So you might as well, if you really believe you're this, I'm telling you, it is going to happen. You know what I mean? And even for us, like I said, just communicate. That is the biggest thing that we have had issues with, communicating to people the different things that we do.
Right.
And doing it in a way that isn't cheesy, doing it in a way that doesn't seem overcooked and like you trying too hard. You just don't want to look like, oh yeah, you ever seen those people in Instagram bios and they got like 100 titles next to it? I'm just like, I never want to be that guy. Like I never want to be the author, the activist, the motion picture filmmaker, the producer, the artist, the mix engineer, the man. I don't want to do, because if we do it all ourselves, what's left to make us connect with other people?
Right.
What's left to allow us to share a piece of what we're doing with somebody else and to expand the capacity even more?
Sure.
There's not. It's impossible. So for us, it's like, it ain't nothing that we really trying to reduce stuff, bro. Like I'm really just focusing on reduction.
Yeah,
like
it's drawing the line between like what we can do and what we should be doing.
Sure.
That's where we're at now.
Yeah. Exactly.
Should I be doing this?
Yeah, that's one of like the hardest things for creative to learn, which is like,
it's difficult, bro.
Like, what's the best use of my time? And even though like I could learn how to do this because I'm smart, I'm creative, I have access to the internet, right? That's really all I need to learn how to do this or that. But it would take me this much of time versus if I collaborated with somebody that was cool, and then they're bringing in like a whole new perspective into it. I mean, it's the same way we started doing the Andy Ford stuff together. It was like, hey, I know how to write stuff, but talking about earlier, those individual spheres or bubbles, right? Like I have no idea how to plug a microphone into a computer and make it record something. I sort of do now since I've been doing this for like 4 weeks, you know what I mean? But it's very, very minimal. Like you want a 1-track acoustic and 1-track vocal song, I'm gonna mess that up.
I'm your guy.
But so yeah, I mean, reaching out to you guys like, hey, you guys want to like collaborate on some stuff? And then, you know, what was it, 3 months later?
Yeah,
like that was it.
The Andy Ford project, like that was really, man, just going.
First of all, it was an honor for us, man, to be asked to work on it, bro.
Because for me, man.
And no, the pleasure is ours. Like I said, we kids from, you know, Ascension, East Baton Rouge area. You know what I mean? Like we would hear legends of Merriweather. You know what I mean? Like not really. Like our first drummer, Dave Lapoma, he was really a rock guy, but like him and like his friends that loved rock stuff, they would talk about Merriweather. Oh man, Merriweather, the new album, da 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 da. But that's how we started hearing the name Merriweather. And next thing I know, I was like, oh, this guy. I'm like, this is crazy, man. But it was, and even just hearing your stories, man, it was an honor for you to ask us and give us the opportunity to work on it. Because I didn't know what to expect, but I think we made some flames.
Yeah, I don't think anybody knew what to expect. But what I love about you guys is you keep each other accountable, but you keep the people that you collaborate with accountable, and not in like a controlling way either. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like, and we do this as creatives, right? It's like, hey, we need to retrack some vocals. Okay, how about next week? And then I'll be like, hey, I need to push back. And the reality is, I will 100% drive my ass down the street and make this happen. But I'm not even prioritizing something else. I'm just saying, like, man, I'm okay if we do this in 2 days from now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too. And that's how we are. It's like, man, look, we both know, knowing that your professionalism, I know it's gonna get done.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, some guys, I'm like, well, I really don't know sometimes, but I'm like, nah.
But what I really love though is that anytime that we've gone to one another with an idea and said, hey, like I got an idea to do something like this, I'd say 9 times out of 10 we make that shit happen.
Yeah, right. I will say that. Like now that I think about it, I was like, yeah, we got a pretty good track record together.
Yeah.
I said, pretty solid, man. Pretty solid. I ain't gonna lie. Like it's pretty consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
man, I mean, because look, I love the hypothetical conversations. Like, oh man, like, what if you did this, or what if you made a song like this, or what if you filmed this and then did this with it, and like. I mean, I millions of times I've had those conversations and never done anything. You know what I mean?
And I think, especially I could just speak for us, like we're doers. So it's like, look, let's do this. I'm like, what date you want to do it?
Right. That's honestly, you said that when you
it.
said, I was like, hey man, you guys want to do this? Like, yeah, why don't we go to Austin? What's a good day? And I was like, shit.
You guys are serious. Oh,
now I gotta pick out a date, and we scheduled it like a month ahead of time.
Yeah,
when I went to your house to get some pickles, I was like, let's get the calendar out.
I do remember that. It's like, shit, man, we're gonna.
Well, because I knew that this is something that, in a sense, like we all need it, but especially it's like I know that you wanted this, and it's like it's been so long since you've created something. And I was like, man, I talked to Thurman. I was like, we got to make this happen, man. And when I say, are we gonna let them listen to a song? Is that or was
you want to listen to a song tonight?
I don't even know how to do that through Zoom.
I know how to do it.
Will the audio quality sound bad? Will it sound like it's playing through?
No, I know how to do it. Make it sound good.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, so just the whole process was cool, and I liked it because, all right, so we get to the Airbnb. I think you got there before us, and you know, me, T-Bird and Sean, we just get in there, right? So stumbling there, I think the first night we got everything set up and, you know, cool. And I don't think we did too much the first night, but the second day, you know, it was really, of course, I've worked with T-Bird like in a scenario like that before, but that was our first time like working with you like that. Like, 'cause I wanted to see, like, I know you came in with ideas,
right?
And
which is what I loved. Oh my gosh, you came in so prepared, bro. That made it so much. But see,
to me, I felt underprepared. And T-Bird, we're talking about Thomas Onabane from Real Teeth, the sound master.
I call him Mr. Sounds. That's
Sounds. Yeah, but I mean, I had probably 30 or 40 like little voice memos recorded on my phone of like little ideas, and I would kind of like listen to them. I mean, and then I've got on my notes app, I have just pages and pages and pages and pages of like one little liners here, one liner there, whatever. And I remember sending Bert like all 40 of those voice memo things. I was like, I need you to help me like narrow this down, dude. And he was like, these two are all right.
The rest, I'm sorry.
But yeah, I mean, I remember, and then we put together like a Spotify playlist. Like, this is the stuff that I've been listening to, and I was like, I was so afraid to send that because like it's like Gary Clark Jr., Mac Miller. Like, I mean, I don't even remember who was on it, but it was all over the place, you know. But
I loved it because I feel like even personally, I ain't gonna lie, like it was even with our relationship with Thomas, because we worked with T-Bird so much. It was like when he agreed to come, I said, done deal. Because it's gonna be fun, man. Like, I can't wait for the next one, honestly. Like, I can't, because you realize that Andy Ford project was something that we wanted it because it was a different challenge for us. Like, I've never really had music to really focus on and to really think about it from somebody else's perspective.
Sure.
And then, like, it was dope. Like, I can't wait to do it again because, you know, and even with the style of it too.
And I know I watched you grow during the whole process, Drew.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
I know you're really like the alpha creative. Like, you're like, all right, it's my way, the highway. This is what I got. Y'all play this. But you were really like, it was like,
so what was that like for you from your perspective? What was that like?
Oh man, it was totally different, man. It was a really, really refreshing experience writing like that. I knew that I was being very introspective and mindful to not jump into that like alpha creative like director role, because if I did that, I'd be limiting the potential output, right?
Yeah.
And I just kind of wanted to just like, man, if I just let this naturally evolve to see what happens, let's just see what happens, right? And if it's good, it's good, and if it's not, it's not. Like, we can go do it again or whatever. And I think it really was that first night that we sat down and we just kind of got everything set up and started like kind of tinkering around, making sure everything was recording. And then it was by the end of that first night that We've Got a Lot to Learn was like at 80%. And then T-Bird went to bed with his laptop and woke up at like 7 o'clock. He's like, all right, guys, it's done. Check this shit out. Yeah. Man.
Oh my gosh, bro. Like I love working with him because as like a programmer and like engineer, like he works so fast. It's like he's like one of the only people that besides even my guy Ty, it's like, and maybe a few others, but definitely with him, we work with T-Bird almost on every project besides maybe one or two.
Yeah.
And it wasn't anything we had planned. It's just something that just kind of happened, I guess. But
our last 5-song EP, he touched every song.
Really?
He's kind of like our Mike Dean, I would say, like a Mike Dean for us, or like a Rick Rubin kind of guy for us, like a guy that I'm like, okay, look, dude, like I really think like even in whatever project I work on, because like he has, even for our genre, it's like a fresh perspective, man.
Sure.
Like he'll do stuff and he'll do ideas, and I'm like, I never would have thought about that.
Right, exactly. That's what I loved about the process when we did the Andy Ford stuff, was like, I had no idea what to expect, but it was almost like you could break the day up into hours, right? And like this hour was like, I don't know what's going to happen. And then like we'd get to the end of like whatever that thing was.
It's
and then
so
be like,
weird
I don't know what's going to
come together. It's like,
and there was no formula.
Working shifts. I'd be like, all right, I'm going to get some food.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys would like roll out to go get food, and you come back and I'd be like, okay, we took out everything you did, but listen to this. You know what I mean? And then like we'd wake up in the morning and T-Bird would be like, all right, Drew, I took out everything you did, but listen to this. You know what I mean? But it was really cool. I mean, I wish that there was a way that we could have like, even just through audio, recorded that process, because almost every single one of those songs, what it started out as,
oh my gosh, completely.
Totally
and it's like,
different.
And it's been like that every time we work with T-Bird. It's like, it's usually like that. When we start ideas, it's like you were telling us, like we've got a lot to learn. Like when you guys start playing with that lead line, it's like, okay, how is this gonna fit?
Right.
And then even like the outro of that song and how it's like so R&B-ish and like where is this stuff, like the chords and all that stuff, like. I just love the process of how it starts the high, because even like you said, when we look back in the beginning, we're like, how in the hell did we end up over here? You know what I mean? But it just works. I still don't know how you be writing so fast. I'm just like,
well, and I talked about it the other night. I had Josh Barbier, the bass player from Merriweather, on, and we were talking about, we did like 2 Merriweather songs 2 years ago, and it was when I was not playing guitar, I was just singing. And we had a guy named Brad Uso playing guitar with us. He's an incredible guitar player. And that process was, I think the reason why I went through that process was to get me ready for the process that we did with the Andy Ford stuff, because I couldn't play guitar. I couldn't say, play this, play this, play this. And I intentionally did the same thing. I'm like, I'm just going to step back. You guys write what you want to write. I'll focus on writing lyrics and writing hooks and melodies, and then working on the arrangement once we've got everything figured out. And that's pretty much all I did with the Andy Ford stuff. You know what I mean? I had a couple of those like guitar lines. I played some guitar and stuff like that, but it was really interesting to like have a guitar part and then T-Bird reverse it, find 2 notes he liked out of it, and then double those on top of each other and make a harmony.
What?
And then you guys come in, lay a guitar solo and a bass synth line on top of it, and then him do the same thing to all of that combined, and then like, oh, I'll just sing on top of this. This is cool. Because when all I have to do is focus on that.
Blur, bro.
Yeah.
It acts like a blur to me. Like I really don't be remembering where stuff comes from. You know what I mean? Like, and it just comes out of the atmosphere at the time.
Yeah.
You know, like it was, it was a vibe, man. I can't wait to do it again, man. Because the only thing about it is, I'm just like, it's scary. It's like, dude, it's only gonna get better. Like,
I know.
That's the scary part. I'm just like, oh man, it's gonna be crazy.
It's also gonna get weirder.
I know.
That's what I'm saying, like, but I'm excited. I'm really excited.
I like that. I love that. And so I definitely want people to hear some of the music. Can you play like some of the songs?
What? Let's play a track tonight. You want to do? You've got a lot to learn.
Yeah, I feel like that's right. Man, that's like my favorite. That's like gonna be like some soundtrack to a movie.
All right,
it's gonna make a lot of money on Netflix or something. Yeah.
Okay, give me a second to get it all set up.
That's cool that you figured out how to do that, though. I think that's pretty sweet.
I'm gonna switch this.
Because I don't even know how you're like streaming to everybody. You got this stuff, like you're tech man, dude.
Tick, man.
Hold on.
Okay.
I gotta snap my hat.
Hey Thurman, how's this mic sound? I added like a distressor on it.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah. Check. Why do I have 2 distressors on it?
All right, can you hear me? Word. I can't bend my arm. Like, I can't touch my head with this. This is like as much I can bend it. All right, I'm going to share my screen and share computer sound. All right. Let's see. We did. I'm going to bring the comments over here so we can read the comments while it's playing. The screen is black. Hold on. I'm give me a second. Display. There we go. It's back up. All right. Let me see. I've got to figure out one more thing with the audio because your audio is not coming through. Yeah, the stream. Hold, please. Not yet. Nope. All right, say something.
Yo.
Check.
All right, there we go. I think I got you guys in here, and I'm going to do a quick audio test on this bad boy. It's bound to be a way for me and you to get together. There's bound to be a way for me and you. Now I'll be gone someday. So what are you waiting for? I'm bound to run away. I'm gonna run away. I think we should make a fire. Burn this city to the dirt. Maybe we could feel alive. We got a lot to learn from the ones who came before. We were born with the blood of the ones we don't deserve. We got a lot to learn from the ones who came before. We were born with the blood of the ones we don't deserve. There's bound to be a way for me and you to get together. There's bound to be a way for me. I'll be gone someday. So what are you waiting for? I'm bound to run away. We got a lot to learn from the ones who came before. We were born with the blood of the ones we don't deserve. We got a lot to learn from the ones who came before. We were born with the blood of the ones we don't deserve. Oh, it's so good. To the Yes.
Hey, bro, it slaps, bro. It slaps.
It does. So, for everybody asking, that was you got a lot to learn from
Andy Ford.
My solo project called Andy Ford that these beautiful men co-wrote and produced with me, and Thomas Onabane in Austin, Texas in January. And we're going to be finishing these songs up with T-Bird hopefully in the next like couple of weeks, month or so.
Bro, we gotta start working on this rollout, this concept. Oh my gosh, we gotta meet about all that stuff. Oh my gosh. Oh man, I'm excited.
Me too, man. Jonathan Mink said full on slappage.
It's full on slappage.
Justin Barnett definitely slaps. Slaps. All the Twitch folks like it too. Twitch people were gonna be trying to fuck with us, and they're like, "Oh shit, that actually sounds good."
Oh yeah, actually kind of like it.
Who are these people on Twitch? I'm like, who knows my full name? I'm like,
it says it on the bottom of the screen.
Okay.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Thank you guys for listening to that with me. I mean, I love listening to that stuff. It brings me back to that.
The moment, man. To the moment. It was a moment, man. Hey, bro, we got to do that again.
I know. I mean, the fact that we did 4 songs in 3 days, dude.
Well, really 5, dude. Have you listened to that Montopolis Drive one that we did?
No.
Oh, hey Thurman, do you want to send it?
Sure.
Oh, let me see. So how about we do this? Is it better if I email the Dropbox link or something?
Yeah, do that.
Okay, let me do that right now. We can keep talking. So
we're gonna get a little fresh preview.
Yeah, we're gonna share some new music with you guys as well, and it works perfectly because we actually did this at while we were there.
Yeah.
Let me see. Actually,
Drew was playing this guitar line. I kind of remember how this one went. You were just playing it. T-Bird came up with a little drum loop, and then I just got like a melody and just started singing. I'm like, yeah.
I remember we kind of were messing with that. That guitar up. I wrote that guitar line when I was 15.
Which is crazy, bro. Like, do you understand like how crazy that is? Like, it's one of them things to where what? It's like that's like I don't even know how to describe it, bro. It's so wild because it's something that, like I said, you've been having that for forever, and then it's just finding the purpose and use for it for the right kind of application. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
It's crazy, bro. Hold on, Thurman. I'm emailing it, and then hold on. Actually, Drew, what email should I send this to?
Whichever one you got.
Okay.
Don't say it on Twitch.
Don't say it on Twitch. I think it was Andrew.
It was fun writing that too, because that guitar, like that 330, that thing just plays itself, man.
Oh
like,
man, like that's one of the best guitars I've ever played. And I played that's
saying a lot. That's saying a lot.
Really
actually.
Cool guitars, especially like on that Benson record, man. I was playing like 1949 Gibson Les Paul Juniors.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, man. That thing, it does.
It's a nifty little guitar, man.
Good. Like everybody that plays it is like likes it. I'm like, yeah, it's a nice guitar. Like, I'm not saying it's because it's mine, but it's like, you know, it's like it's a vibe. Like it makes you come up with like so many different ideas, and like, man.
Yeah, I was talking the other night about one of the old Merriweather songs, and like I wrote it on a guitar that was like my brother had a buddy in high school, and they like would get together, and Bob would play drums and this kid would play guitar, and like so his guitar was just like at my mom's house. And I remember like there it is. You could play your audio. It sounds like your audio is coming
really?
Into it.
Did it do that?
Yeah.
Really? I know. Send it to Drew. It sounded better on there.
Oh yeah, I just sent it to you, Drew. I just emailed it to you.
You sent it to him? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I emailed it to him. The AFR
I just
one.
got it.
Okay,
let me download this.
Anyway, so this guy,
he left his guitar at my mom's house when they were jamming, and I picked this guitar up, and it was like a Schecter, right? And I just the first thing that I played on it was this song, and it was like one of the biggest Merriweather songs that we've ever had. And it was like, man, different guitars, different instruments, you pick it up, and it brings something out of you. Yes.
Now that's something that is a very interesting thing. Like when you just said that, I'm like, wow, it really does. Cause like I'm gonna buy another bass now. Thank you. Your fault. It's your fault.
I want commission from whoever you're buying it from.
Yes, buying this bass from whoever I'm gonna get it from.
All right, this is Montopolis Drive. I'm gonna have to share my screen again.
Yes. So this song we actually created at the same time. We were working on the Andy Ford project, and it was one of those things that Drew was just gracious enough to be, hey, look, you guys want to give it a shot, and it was a good fit. And so we have never shared this publicly with anybody, obviously, as well. So
not done, but I mean,
it's not quite done yet. It's about 75% there. So we just want to get you guys' vibe. Let us know what y'all think about it.
Yeah. Give us some input. This is Montopolis Drive.
I never asked you to change. My whole life's been rearranged, buried deep in my veins. I still want you the same. 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 Time ain't on our side. Time ain't on our side. I never asked you to change. I don't deserve it, but I won't complain. I pictured you up in my frame, but I still want you the same. 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 Time ain't on our side. Time ain't on our side.
Man.
Thank you.
Dude,
Thank you.
that's right there's where like Puff Daddy's verse comes in.
Third verse. Diddy, where you at, baby?
Diddy. I mean, dude, anytime you want to write stuff like that, I'm down.
Oh yeah, I'm down.
Oh, that sounded so good.
Thank you, man. Like we've been still working through it. Like I redid the bass line for it like 2 days ago. Really just trying to get certain parts. I guess the only thing we have left will probably you know how you have those decisions with arrangements now. It's like actually Mike, can you help with that? I don't know whether to go to a solo or a bridge.
I'm down. I'm down to come in on that. I still need to tab those guitars out for you too, Thurman.
Yes, please.
No one knows how to play that line but you. Thank you.
That'd be helpful. No.
Well, man, so like, you know, and I guess this is like interesting to talk about too, because, you know, this song's not even quite done. So it's we still struggle, you know, as artists. Of course, you know, you're in the same boat. I'm just like, I don't know what to do with this part after that. Like, where do we go? We'll figure something out, man. So it's like, let me just reference a whole bunch of yacht rock records and find some old stuff that
there's so many places you could go with that. Jonathan Mink said it's got a childish vibe. He rocks with it. Stuff said this ish is so smooth. I just slipped out of my chair and ain't even mad. and JB from Slash said this is fire too. Man, that's
thank y'all, man.
That track has so much potential, you know what I mean?
I know.
So much potential.
That's a vibe.
It's such a vibe, and the vocals, man, the harmonies, they're just so flawless on that, man.
Thanks, man.
So big. It's so big and catchy, and it's so simple. Bro. That's what's so good, man. That's what's like a good song is like if you have like one guitar, one bass line, and a drum part, and that can play the whole time, and then you can sing these melodies on top of it like that. Just catch it. man.
That's it, man. It's like, cause it's so funny, cause like the guitar, cause he had that pedal on it with that pog on it, bro.
Yeah,
he really has that pad on it too. Cause really, the only thing we have on it,
forgot about that. That's not even a synth in the background.
It's the guitar, bro. It's like all that ambient stuff that it was generating, and so it's basically just guitar, bass, and drums, right, Thurman?
Yeah. Man,
I think so. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's a beautiful vibe, man.
Like that bridge is when you bring the choir in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like we're gonna do some like I haven't really started playing with the idea yet, but it's gonna be something pretty, man.
Let's do it. I ain't got nothing but time.
We ain't got nothing but time. I got nothing but time. You got time. I got time. We got nothing but time, man.
We could stream it. Shit,
bro. Like and even like, man, we should start because we talked to T-Bird, yesterday too, and we really need to crank out another 5 songs because like we're 2 songs into this next 5-song EP, and both of them we worked with T-Bird, of course, on
sure
towards My Topless Drive, and another song, an older song that we're gonna pull that we haven't really done anything with. It's probably like 4 years old too. No, it's like what, 2 years old probably. Yeah. We'll probably pull that one in for this project. Super excited about that one. But man, it's just like we're in this creation mode right now, man. We just want to do dope stuff, man. Just make stuff. And like
it's like I want another crack at Dangerous Love.
Listening
to that today, dude.
Bro, we're going to re-release it. So like I want to take another crack at it, man. Like just see what we can do to kind of like, there might be small things that we can do to kind of freshen up sonically too. So it's like, man.
Sure. If you guys,
it got slept on, man. Like that song was hot, man. That song is hot. It is still hot today, bro. Like that's the crazy thing. It's still hot.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh man, it's like we were talking to our manager. Like he's like, I showed him some of the old stuff, like even like with the Dangerous Love. He's like, that's old. Like, oh my god, like what are y'all doing? Re-release this ASAP. I'm like. Okay. We'll do something with it. We'll do something with it.
When you posted it to the Bros Fresh Instagram story today,
so
I was like, oh shit. And like I popped it up, man. And man, I listened to it like 3 times in a row. I was like,
bro, it's a vibe, bro. Like it's a total vibe. And so I think we're gonna do something for sure. Because really, like even that song is like, that's like T-Bird did this rhythm thing on it, like it's like that.
Yeah, dude. Is that on your Spotify?
It is on our it's on the SoundCloud, right, Thurman?
Yeah, can you send him the link? Or
yes, I will do that right now. Hold on, let me do it right now.
Drew, I gotta listen to this right now.
I'm about it.
Let me pull it up. Pull it up, dude.
My body is ready. My hat is ready.
Oh man.
The hat is ready.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, that even in My Topless Drive, it reminds me of like a Prince meets like a Paradise Valley John Mayer, mixed in with like
time and
the kind of 80s drum feel.
Yeah.
What is this? I don't know what the hell I just clicked on.
That's one of the things that I love about writing music, and what I've always loved about writing music is like the endless possibilities. There's no wrong way. You know what I mean?
Bro,
you do whatever you want.
All right, pulling up the song now. Let's see, Dangerous. Get out of my face. Let's see.
I just like, get out of my face.
Oh, crap. No, pause. No. All right, so how do I do this? Share. I'm gonna send you directly to the.
I got it, Torrence.
Oh, great! I'm just slow then.
Yeah, you are. All right, Drew, you got it.
You emailed it to him?
Yep.
Okay. And it's like a really cool vibe because this song. The thing about it is the song is old. Right. It's old-ish, but it's like the vibe and the groove is like an Afro-beatish kind of vibe. I'm like, where did he even come up with that? I'm like, where was this at in your mind, T-Bird, when you started thinking about it? And it's so funny. We were looking at the old thing I posted. I have unlisted on YouTube a behind the scenes of us making Dangerous Love.
Oh, really? And
yes, I got it all on video. And so like we got like some recap stuff on there, and I'm listening to like when he's first starting to make the drum beat, and like I'm playing like a bass line part or something on the synth, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like it brought me back to the hot no AC house in Lafayette when we were with
yeah. I remember. I mean, I don't even remember Was I just in Lafayette, or did I go to Lafayette to do that with you guys?
I don't know.
I don't remember, honestly.
I don't remember,
but it was
either.
like, I don't know if you were there. I don't know if we were just all in the same city and you just came by and you're like, well, I had this chorus that like I've never like really done anything. If love's not dangerous, I've never done anything with the chorus. You know, it sounds great.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we can work out with it.
Okay, cool.
And there it is.
And Montrell was there too. I remember Montrell.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh my gosh.
You guys were like writing something, and we're just kind of like vibing out. You know, kind of like that standard process. You just kind of like play something on the synth, play something on the guitar until something like sounds cool, and then someone's like, "Ooh, what if I did this?" And then like every person kind of builds and builds and builds.
I like that.
Because
idea.
like I'm always jealous of like solo producers who just sit home all day and
man,
like
I can't
make
do
music
that.
by themselves. And like I think
really
that you can create a lot of quantity like that. I don't know. I'm sure in some cases the quality suffers, in some it doesn't. But I've just always found that when you're taking like where you come from musically and where I come from musically, and then back to where you come from musically, and it's just, you know, you create something unexpected. Right?
I love the
it's
collaborative,
that weird that
collaborative
variable.
aspect, man. Like I can't really work by myself like that. Like I really don't work well with just creating. Even us, we really don't work as well creating by us. Now I can like mix by myself and work on the music, but like we like actually producing and creating with other people. And it's like, it's a fun process. You know what I mean?
Can I share this SoundCloud link, or is this a private SoundCloud?
That's public. Yes.
Okay. I'm going to post it. Stuff
okay.
is asking.
Okay, cool.
All right. I'm going to, let's see, share my screen one more time.
You guys are getting all the good stuff. Just pulling all the good stuff out of us.
Dude.
Thank God. You guys are excellent.
This is killing. This is Dangerous Love. This was what, 6 years ago? Yeah, man.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. It sounds so fake, but it's true.
Hold please. I don't think I shared my audio. Yeah, I did. All right.
Nasty.
Lips like glass, shattered on my skin. I wanna be picking tiny little pieces till my life ends. Teeth like nails, hammered in my skin. Built a masterpiece with our bones and our sins. If love's not dangerous, then it's not for us, not for us. If the glass don't break and the nails don't rust, then it's not for us, not for us. Dangerous love, dangerous love, dangerous love.
So good.
That's Norm Patterson on that.
Big lights flash, photogenic grin. Worth 1,000 words together. If this scene could last forever, I'm content. Seem to lost my way. So tell me, where do I begin? Find the master key to our hearts and walk in. If love's not dangerous, then it's not for us, not for us. If the glass don't break
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
That was Dangerous Love.
Dangerous Love, baby.
Off the Bros Fresh second EP.
Yeah, that was the second one right there.
Man.
Like, interesting, man. And it's so cool, Thurman, like to look back and be like, yeah, that was really cool, man. Like that was cool, man. That was cool. And it's just like, I love to look back and, see where you were. I really don't listen to my own music that much.
Just being either.
I hate I'm like in my free time, like,
dude, when I started doing these live streams and I was playing acoustic songs, I've been doing like one song a night and kind of talking about like, what it's about or where I was when I wrote it and things like that. And people start requesting songs. I'm like, I don't know what that song is. And then I'll go back and I'll find like which album it's from and I'll listen to it. But then I'll listen to that whole, I'm like, oh man, that shit was good, dog.
Bro, like when you force yourself to listen back, it's so encouraging. Like, oh my gosh, it's so encouraging. Like, yes, this was actually very, very good stuff.
Right.
And I see why I put it out now. And you're like, okay, well, I'm happy with it. So man, I love it, man.
It's interesting.
But normally I don't listen to my stuff. I'm like, it's just weird. I don't know.
You want like a catchy hook with some words that'll make you like kind of feel real weird about yourself? Like, just call me.
Yeah. Oh, bro. Like, and that's one thing I want to say about this Andy Ford project, because they haven't even heard. The writing is so good, man. Like, it's so good.
Very visceral style.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I love it, but it's visual too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see that. Like,
that's what I enjoyed about it, man. Is like working with guys who I can trust, right? To just like handle that side of it, allowing me to like focus on lyrics alone and then the melody on top of that.
And you wrote like I said, I can't wait for everybody to hear. Like, they got some like, and the thing about it is like I remember the lines. That's how good they are. You know what I mean? Like, normally, bro, I don't even like most artists. I'm just like, I'm not a lyric guy at all. Like, anybody tell you I'm the first guy to butcher somebody's lyrics, but like I remember those, man. Like, I remember those, and I like, man, is that like a bass back there? Is that like a?
Oh yeah, dude, that's a telly bass.
Bro, what? I'm like, wait a minute, what? Oh my gosh, I need to borrow that.
Right?
Yeah, I would like use one of those. I would hot rod the hell out of one of those things. Like,
it's pretty dope. I mean, it's got a humbucker.
I know, I see that, but that's why I was like, ooh, like that'd be really cool.
Sounds really good.
We should have brought that to Austin.
I know. I have a PV Classic 100 guitar head. It's like from the mid 80s. And it's got like 37 tubes in it or something like that. So it runs like real gainy and real like low end. And you plug a bass into that, specifically kind of like a shitty bass. Dude, you're talking like some of those gnarly, gross tones, like Thurman's guitar solo on We Got a Lot to Learn. That type of stuff. Man, I'm super excited to put out the big song. Everything is Everything.
Oh my god!
Like the end of that song, man. I want to wait to put that out into the ether. You know what I mean? I did an acoustic version of it Friday night for Wonder South.
Oh wow!
It was so different though from the recording. You know what I mean?
Bro, I can't wait till we do a show with this stuff. That's what I'm waiting on. Like, I was
looking forward to that show, man.
I know, me too. We had a show with the new band Lovers in Baton Rouge. We were going to play at the Varsity, and I mean, we're still going to do it. We're
still going to do it, of course, but at some point.
Of course.
Bro, that's going to be like so epic. Oh my gosh. And I looked at like that old, remember when we did the Varsity together like years ago?
Yes,
I found that old recap video too.
Really?
Yeah, it was a good night.
Wow.
It was good. Yeah, with American Fang. Yeah,
with American Fang. Gabriel Cavazos has been hanging out in the streets, man.
Shout out to Gabe, man. What's good?
Good people.
Man. I'm like, what's up, man?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, awesome people.
We gotta bring him in. We gotta get him down to do a.
Oh man, bro! I want to do something with Andy Ford, and we should do like a show in Houston too. They should
that'd be great.
That would be live.
That would be great. Jonathan Mank said, "Y'all got Drew Hill on this track. One of the BG vocals was killing it." Michael Roy said, "Harrison Brown feel beats remind me slightly of Glass Animals. Maybe sounds amazing."
I like that. That's good company.
Glass Animals vibe. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to hear how, so for example, the Dangerous Love, which is the brothers, a Bros Fresh song that you guys and myself and T-Bird worked on together.
Yep.
It's interesting to hear the differences, but also the similarities between that and the Andy Ford stuff.
My God! Like I just made you're saying, I'm like, oh my gosh, we did all work on that together. But I knew that. But it's like, yeah, you're saying that there are similarities, bro.
There's similarities, but there's huge differences, but like really
in progression. But it's like it's there, man. Like, oh, that's crazy. Oh man.
Yeah, we're gonna do Houston stuff. Don't worry, man. We're definitely gonna come to Houston.
Oh yeah, that's a hop, skip, and a jump
for sure.
That's gonna be fun, dude. I just want to see. I just want to play it live. Like I just want to yes.
No, man. I know. Well, look, thank you guys so much for hanging out, man. This has been really cool.
Thank you, bro. This has been a pleasure, dude. I know. We can talk. I know. Man. We do this.
We can do this forever.
Do you guys have anywhere? I know, right? Do you guys have anywhere that people can do any kind of like helping out with donations for the meals and things like that Tank Proof is doing?
Yes. So if anybody wants to donate, we you go to our website www.tankproof.org, or if you want to be direct and to the point, we do have like options as far as we have Venmo, we have Cash App, we got Apple, whatever way that you choose to donate or give or support. Just let us know. So yeah, money sign on Cash App, Tank Proof, www.tankproof.org. You can log on to our Instagram @tankproof in order to get connected with us as well. And we're gonna have merch dropping real soon. The merch we're gonna drop is gonna be so sick.
And all the money is basically going to helping feed underserved kids in our community.
Yes. Yeah. So at this time, all of our focus is going to helping serve underserved kids who can't get good meals during this time, because there's so many kids that can't get to the cafeterias that the parishes and the school board systems do have open. But it's like, if it's 5 miles away, I'm not going to walk 10 miles to go get something to eat.
Right.
So we make it easier by going to these neighborhoods where these kids are and giving them food. And it's been awesome. But yeah, you can go to any of those outlets and to get connected and to get involved and support what we're doing. So yeah.
Right on. Thank you guys for sharing your your passion and your purpose.
I feel like we talked so much, man. It was like, we shared a lot in this time, man. It's been a pleasure, man.
And make sure to check out The Bros Fresh on Spotify. I know that you had a music video for Wedding Ring.
Wedding Ring, yes.
Did you have another video that you guys are working on?
Yes, another video for Ride that we're going to be dropping soon. And like for this next project, we'll talk to you, personally about it too. But it's like we're going to do some crazy stuff, dude. It's going to be super exciting.
I'm ready.
But man, thank you so much again, dude. Thank you.
Oh, we lost Thurman. Didn't even realize.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he dipped out. He's right there.
Oh man.
Look, much love, you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to all the listeners.
Thank you. Appreciate you both. Love you guys. We'll talk soon, man.
Perfect. See you, bro.
Peace.
Bye.